Hi guys, this is Mary. You're watching Cards TV. Welcome to part number 3 of my Herb Garden mini album. I'm taking you through this step by step, and in part 2 we covered the front and back cover for the mini album, and I've gone ahead and punched some holes in the front cover with the Bind It All, and I'm going to show you real quickly how I did that. And I needed to go ahead and do that before I start embellishing my front cover, so I would know, exactly where I needed to place things so it wouldn't get into my binding area. Also, it would be hard to punch the holes with any embellishments on the front, because it does have to fit down into the Bind It All. This is the inside cover that's going to, or page that's going to go next to this one. So I'm going to show you what we did to punch the holes. This is 5 inches across, and here is the Zetter Bind It All. There's instructions for how to do this. I haven't read them. I just figure it out on my own. I guess I'm too lazy to read the instructions. I just find a way to do something, and that's what I do. So all I do is drop it down in here, and I take my ruler, and it's going to punch 6 holes, and I just make sure I get it the same on either side, the overhang. Doesn't take me but just a second to do that. It's about right. I've got the little foot out in the back to give support to the Bind It All, and I'm going to put one hand up here, and then we're just going to push down. You want to be careful when you do that, because it will get your fingers. And there are our holes, and they should be lined up exactly with this one. Yay, they are. See there? And I didn't follow any instructions. I know I should have. And there's videos on YouTube that also tell you how to use Bind It All. I've watched them, but I still can't figure it out. I'm just goofy that way. Let's move this out of the way, because today we're going to work on embellishing our front cover. Okay guys, I kind of went crazy. I was going to try to keep this down to 2 cartridges, but I ended up also using everyday pop-up cards for the banner, and I pulled out the Country Life cartridge so I could cut out the word my. But this is from Freshly Picked, and so is my little gnome. So let me go through this and tell you what I've cut out and the dimensions, and then we'll put it all together. From Freshly Picked on page 42, I cut this little mound of grass right here, and I cut it at 2 inches out of the chipboard, and I use multi-cut, so I cut the chipboard 4 times, and then I cut the green to go on top of that, and that was all cut at 2 inches. Then for the little sign that says Herb Garden, let's see, I cut it at 1.5 inches. I cut it out of chipboard. I cut the background piece out of a dark brown, and then the actual Herb Garden sign I cut out of a lighter brown. All that was cut at 1.5 inches, and you'll find all those elements on page 42. Now for my banner, I cut it out of chipboard. Let's see, this was in Everyday Pop-Up Cards, and that's on page 41. There's the banner right there. I cut the dark brown background, and that banner is cut at 1.25 inches. This is on page 41. I also cut it out of the chipboard on multi-cut. And then for each one of the colors, I also cut them at 1.25 inches. And you can see here, you hit shift for 2 of them, and then layer for this one, and shift and layer for this one. And you just pick whatever colors you want. But that was page 41 in Everyday Pop-Up Cards for the banner. And then in Country Life, I just went through and I found an M on page 64. Oh, I should have kept that open for the Y. It's in here, I promise. But anyway, I cut them out of chipboard, the M and the Y, and they're at 1 inch. Here's the Y. The Y is on page 43, and the M is on page 64. And I also cut it out of the dark brown, and I'm going to layer those. And then I'm going to ink everything with chestnut roan chalk ink to give it a distressed look. And I'll go ahead and tell you again, this little gnome, this is gnome 3, in case you didn't see part 1. And he's on page 37. I just think he's so cute. Here he is, right here. That's him right there on page 37, and I cut all of the parts to him at 3.5 inches, and I also cut him out of some chipboard, the shadow, because I wanted it to be nice and chunky. Okay guys, I'm going to speed this up because this is going to take me a while to put all this together, but I'll speed it up, and then when we get all of this adhered, then we'll start placing it on our cover. Okay, here are all the embellishments that are going on the front of my album cover, and I'm going to just lay them on here to get an idea before I started adhering them down. I think the first thing I need to do is put the banner on. Love this little banner. I think it turned out so stinking cute. Banners are very popular right now. And there's several cartridges that have banners. But this one I really liked on the everyday pop-up cards. I probably should have speeded this up too, huh? I want it to go just across like this. From one side to the other. I like the way it kind of swirls. And I think it needs some buttons, don't you? You know how I love my buttons. So I've got some glue dots. Some of you had asked me what this was on the roll. And this is just a roll of glue dots, and they come in different sizes. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a little sticky circle that you put on the bottom of things to hold them on. And you don't, I can't take the glue dot off and put it on the item. I have to put the item on the glue dot and pull it off. That's the only way I'm able to do it without sticking the glue dot to me and then ruining it. I like that. I think it's going really cute. I love these little tiny buttons too. I find these at Joann's and Hobby Lobby. Both places have them. Joann's has a bigger selection. You can also get them in pastels at Joann's. Okay, let's put these other pieces on here. That looks good. Let's hope I can get them right back in the same spot now. Now these I'm putting on this little grassy mound with my two-way glue pen. And I've got all this on chipboard. Now my little gnome is going to go over here. One side of him is on this raised part, so he's fitting okay on here. But this side, because he's raised on this side, I've had to add some pop dots so that he'll be on there adhered evenly across. And also, I've got some pop dots on here for my little sign. Let's move him over a little bit. That looks good, I think. Go ahead and put the sign down. Almost have this front cover done. And we'll get him down. I'll just put a little bit of this on this one side. Let's see. I don't think he's going to need one there because he's going to come across the little grassy mound. Perfect. And I'm going to add my right there. And I'm going to put these two little bows at the end of my banner. I'm also putting them on pop dots. I'm sorry, glue dots. Oh, that's cute. Well, I could just stop at this front cover. It just turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. I haven't been able to get out and take any photographs of my herb garden because it's been raining every day until today. So today I'm going to get out there and get my photographs because I need them to be able to figure out my inside pages. Let's move this. Uh-oh. There. That's better. And I'm going to use my two-way glue pen. Almost got the front cover done, guys. Sorry it's taken me so long. There we go. There's the front cover. I love how it turned out. I think it turned out really, really cute. Love the little gnome. Okay, that's it for part 3. In part 4, we're going to start working on our inside pages, and I'll have some photographs so I can figure them out a lot better. Thanks so much for coming by today, guys. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you again soon for part 4. Bye now.